Hello, October Panic Attack YouTube page. It is 2013. It is the Halloween season. Hopefully, you're enjoying the poems I've been putting up every day. It's just to get you into the Halloween magic, folks. It's to get you to have an awesome time and to embrace this season, not like critics, not like negative people, but like people who want to have a good time and experience the bonfire screams and peeing your pants and freaking out of your mind with anxiety. That's what it's all about, folks. I want to talk to you tonight about Winding Brook Farms, the haunted hayride at Winding Brook Farms. You might have seen we did a set of commercials for them, online free commercials that are on this YouTube page right now. We did a bunch of them, and you can actually see them at the attraction. So check those commercials out. And this place is really, really unique and special, and it's off the map. A lot of people don't know about it, and a lot of people should. This is a place that really revels in physical darkness. I'm not talking about that pitch black stuff. I'm talking about a place where the entire atmosphere is dark. There aren't a lot of lights, and I love them for it. The parking lot is in the grass and it's dark. It's like off the path. It's on Bristol Road in Pennsylvania, and it's actually in Warrington, Pennsylvania. And there's tons of food here. There are tons of bonfires. There are weird and scary actors all over the place, lots of chainsaws. And there's a real homemade, homegrown vibe here, a real old school type vibe here with an outdoor attraction. There are lots of teens, lots of families. You will go home that night smelling like bonfires on your skin. I took a shower and I still smell like bonfires. This is like the only place that'll make me smell like a bonfire. Okay? Um, this place, you will be walking around. You will not be able to see your friend's face. You will not be able to see people's faces as you're walking in the food area. I mean, it's really, really wild how dark it is. It's lit up, but the darkness, it just really messes with you. And the actors that are walking around are going to be able to scare you that much more because you can't see. And I'm always a huge fan of that kind of darkness around because it just really makes it creepy and weird and spooky the way October should be. Even the porta potties are dark. Everything's dark. It's wild. They have two DJs there, spinning Halloween music, top 40 music, light shows, everything. Lots of stuff going on. And they will kind of have a divider where like all the haunted stuff happens, and then where like the not, so it's like a safe divider for like families, if you catch my drift. Because during the daytime they do a lot of family stuff, a lot of pumpkin stuff, and like non-scary hay rides and stuff like that. But when the night comes, specifically 8 o'clock at night, all hell breaks loose. Um, they have three attractions this year. Last time we were there was two attractions, and they added a third attraction by taking an existing thing that they did with the kids during the daytime and amping it up a bit for the haunted times. Anyway, they got three attractions here. They have the Night Chills Haunted Hayride, they have the Corn Walk of Horror, and they actually have a hay maze. It's a real maze in the hay, but it's haunted style. Um, this place for vibe wise, this place has a real Halloween outdoor bonfire vibe. If you like that kind of thing, you're gonna love this. Um, when we went tonight, there were tons of cars in the parking lot, but don't let that make you be like, oh man. Lots of those people were just there for the bonfires on the side. So when we got in, we got there at like 8:30. We got there pretty late, and we didn't leave till about 11 o'clock. Um, and there were only 4 rows to the line to the hayride. We did the hayride first. We just felt like they would have the longest lines. There were only 4 rows to the line to the hayride. So it took a little bit of time, and but not, that's not a lot of rows. So it's not a lot of waiting. Once you're done the 4 rows and you're having a good time, you're listening to the DJ, you're hearing the chainsaws going off, and you're in the dark. They do something completely unique now. When you're out of the lines, you will then complete your waiting time while sitting on barrels of hay, but facing other people in the line. So first you were in line, and then you go in line while sitting on hay. And when you sit on the hay, you know that you'll be up, next on on one of the hay rides. But it gives you a real sense of kind of like you're starting to meet the people that you will soon ride on the hayride with. And you're in the dark and you're facing each other, so you strike up conversations. We actually sung happy birthday to some people a couple hay barrels behind us. So we're not even on the hayride yet, and we're already having a good time with everybody. And they really make that happen because you're now facing each other on the hay, and it just gives a really unique type of vibe. Really, really, just a really kind of a party vibe, like a family party vibe. Um, and I got to tell you, their hayride is one of the longest hayrides around. The Night Chills Haunted Hayride is approximately 32 minutes long. Now, by far, and I've said this before, by far, this is the most physically dark, there's that word again, physically dark hayride I've ever been on in my entire life. That means the tractor has no headlights. Um, you are thinking to yourself, I have no idea how the driver of the tractor even knows where in the world he's going. That's how dark it is outside. You are going through pools of water, like rivers or something, steep inclines. Hopefully you don't have hemorrhoids. The ride gets a bit bumpy, folks, and I love it. The the actors are very, very loud. They're very in your face. They will not touch you, but you won't even know they're not. They're really, really in your face, really crazy. Everything looks really homegrown, really homemade, and that's awesome. It gives it a really unique, weird vibe about it. They got some big props in there. They have a lot of victims getting killed. Um, and they even have a first for a hayride. They have strippers, folks. Yeah, they got zombie strippers. And I'm not going to say too much about them, but they're awesome, and they're in my commercials I did for them. And they won't just strip, folks. They will. They're kind of violent too. Just going to say that. Um, you got actors screaming like a girl in a straitjacket that I might know. You got people just going completely ballistic, and they're awesome. But I'm going to tell you this. For those of you, there's a lot of competition with hayrides nowadays. Bigger, badder, tons of lights, tons of stuff, tons of tunnels, tons of actors, tons of things going on. This place is not like that. You will have long stretches of just you, the people around you who you can't see, and the woods, and the corn, and weird factories or mounds of manure, weird smells. You'll have long stretches like that. But keep your guard up, 'cause hell will break loose again. I love this hayride because it just gives you that really, really creepy solitude, to embrace the October night, the sky, the people around you. There was a girl next to me. It was so dark that she had to turn her phone light on occasionally because she was freaking out. The hayride almost feels dangerous, you know, and it's so long and you're in the middle of nowhere. I actually, if you have a fear of the country or a fear of open spaces or a fear of the dark or a fear of being trapped in the middle of nowhere, you're going to feel it here. Really, really, really cool stuff. And like I said, it's just a wild ride. But because the hayride is 32 minutes, you're gonna wait a little bit for the hayride, but they had I think, 3 hayrides that went out, so that's cool stuff. And everybody was cool. Everybody was having a good time. Nobody was complaining when they were waiting. And frankly, folks, you're not gonna have a 4-hour wait. You're not gonna have a 3-hour wait. You're not gonna have those long, long waits. Okay. You're going to wait in just 4 rows. That's all we have is 4 rows. They might add more on in the future, but 4 rows? Typically it's like 70. You know, like a zigzag of lines. Come on. When we got off the Hayride, we went to their corn walk of horror. And by the way, folks, I want to give a little shout out because I told you about the commercials. Backtrack for a second. When you go on the Hayride, you'll see a movie screen where you'll get to see some of the strippers. You'll get to see some of the actors that you will see throughout the night on our ads that we did for them. So enjoy them. The Hayride will actually stop there a little bit so you can check it out, and you'll probably recognize some of the actors throughout the night. Awesome, awesome stuff. We went to the Corn Walk of Horror next. The Corn Walk of Horror has a ton of changes from 2 years ago, and all these changes are awesome. I loved it 2 years ago, and I loved it tonight. I loved it even more tonight, much more tonight. Awesome changes, awesome additions. This is a long, just like the Hayride's long, this corn walk is long. It's not a maze, but it's a corn walk, and you're going to get lost at times because you're not going to be certain, is that a path? Oh wait, why would I be asking that? Because this is the tightest corn walk I've ever been in my entire life. You know that claustrophobia bag that they do in the haunts now? Well, this is God's homemade claustrophobia bag, made with corn stalks. Watch your eyes too. Corn is pretty deadly, and it's tight. You're gonna have times when you're not even certain where the next path is. It's crazy, okay? It's crazy. The Corn Walk of Horror. It's wild, man. The actors come out of nowhere. They team up on you. They divert your attention from one scare and then set you up for another. There's even a section where they encourage you to run, and I ran and almost slipped, and another actor jumped right into my face. Lots of diversity in this corn walk. You're going to go into like homes and inside things. Lots of fog, lots of lights, homemade inflatables, homemade props. There are some things you're not going to think are real, but they are real, and then some things that you're going to think are real and they're not real. Really cool stuff. The actors come from all different areas of the corn. You know, they made the corn tighter, and they use it to their advantage because the corn is so tight, you have no idea where the actors are going to jump out from. Or sometimes the actors come up from the ground up. You know, it's a really, really cool vibe with the sets that they have in this place. There's a trailer. You know, it's a homemade vibe, and it's a cool vibe, and it's scary, it's freaky, it's weird, it's disturbing. It's an awesome corn walk of horror, folks. There's a cool introduction before you go in. There's loud noises. It's cool. You know that any place that starts off with a picture of Captain Spaulding is gonna be cool, folks. All right, the corn walk of horror is just an awesome, awesome time. And we got out of there, and it was straight up claustrophobia in that place, by the way. And I'm a claustrophobic person. And we figured we would do the actual hay barrel maze, maze made up of hay, and because this was the haunted hay maze, because it was later in the evening, but it was so late that they didn't have actors in it. When we walked in, then nobody was even there. It was like 11 o'clock, so we decided, you know what? My wife and I will still go in and get lost, even though there's no actors. It'll still be a good time. It's a maze. It's not a long maze, but we were in there for like 15 to 20 minutes, maybe. Maybe. I don't know. It felt like a long time because it was scary. I know that they normally have actors in here during the haunted, during the nighttime. We went in without actors, and it was still scary. And with actors, it's probably, I can't believe it has to be a lot scarier. But it was just my wife and we were lost. And it was really, really quiet because you don't realize how much hay deafens sound. And because the whole winding brook is dark anyway, It was really dark in the maze because there were no lights in there except for some outside lights that were far away, but the hay was so high that you catch my drift. There were some portions of this maze that were completely pitch black. Yeah. In a maze. Yeah. We got lost. It was freaky. I actually got a little freaked out near the beginning and I was like, I have to get out of here. But we did it. It's a fun maze, it's a cool maze, and it's great to have a real maze. A lot of attractions say, say something's a maze, and it might not actually be a maze. This is a real maze with dead ends and everything, and during the haunted time of the evening, they will have actors in there with the maze. And it's hay, and hay is different than corn. It really deafens the sound in there, and you really feel alone in there. And it's dark, it's spooky, and we went in without actors, and it was still dark and spooky. Um, Folks, Winding Brook, haunted hayride at Winding Brook Farm. This place is really, really a cool Halloween bonfire, dark atmosphere. If you like what you heard, go check them out. WindingBrookFarm.com. This place is really, really awesome. You can see the commercials that we did for them on our YouTube page right here. Check them out on Facebook. We had a great time. Thank you so much, Winding Brook Farm. You really, really gave us just a full night, a spooky night, a fun night, a Halloween bonfire night, a unique night, a weird night, and a really dark night. Did I say dark before? It's dark. It's really dark. And I love it. Thank you, Winding Brook Farm. And everybody, happy Halloween. This is what it's all about. If you're feeling spunky enough, folks, in the kind of in this particular area where the Winding Brook Farm is, you might be able to hit up a couple haunts that are in the area. There are a couple haunts in like Bucks County. If you're feeling crazy enough, see if you can fit in more than one in one night. Have a blast. Thank you, Winding Brook Farm. Your actors are awesome. Your place is awesome. Thank you. Happy Halloween, everyone. Experience the magic.